The pregnant black woman greeted the girl, but her mother responded with sarcasm.
That coloured woman bothering you again, Sylvie?
Jenny lowered her head in embarrassment. Because of her skin color, she faced discrimination everywhere she went. The next day, a nurse came to Jenny's home to check whether the living conditions were suitable for giving birth. But she discovered that this less than 10 square meter room housed 6 people. Even Jenny's husband's cousins lived there. After getting pregnant, Jenny wanted to move out, but no one was willing to rent a place to a black woman.
The colour bar, miss. Oh.
Just as the nurse was about to leave, a neighbor woman pulled her aside. She hoped the nurse could examine her family first. The nurse was stunned, but agreed out of politeness. That day, the neighbor went to the balcony to hang clothes. She suddenly slipped.
Saved us!
And when she realized it was Jenny who caught her, her face filled with embarrassment. The two started talking. Jenny thought she was finally no longer being disliked, but the woman from next door appeared and ruined everything. Jenny could only hold back tears and turn away. That evening, the nurses were having a party when the phone suddenly rang. Jenny was about to give birth and begged the nurse to come quickly.
Please. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we're closed.
Jenny's contractions were getting stronger and closer together. She could barely move with the help of a young girl. The neighbor saw them and ordered her daughter to go back. She didn't want her child interacting with a black woman. But when she saw Jenny's water break, as a mother herself, she finally let go of her prejudice. She supported Jenny and walked with her toward the hospital. But halfway there, Jenny cried out that the baby was coming.
A black pregnant woman greeted a young girl, but the girl's mother responded with a sarcastic remark.
That coloured woman bothering you again, Sylvie?
Jenny lowered her head in shame. No matter where she went, she faced discrimination because of her skin color. The next day, a nurse visited Jenny's home to see if it was suitable for a home birth. She was shocked to find that 6 people lived in a room smaller than 10 square meters. Even Jenny's husband's cousin lived there. After becoming pregnant, Jenny wanted to move out, but no one was willing to rent to a black woman.
The colour bar, miss. Oh.
Just as the nurse was about to leave, a neighbor woman pulled her aside. She wanted the nurse to check on her family first. The nurse was stunned by the request, but agreed out of courtesy. One day, the neighbor went to hang clothes on the balcony, and suddenly slipped.
Oh, bloody hell! Saved us!
When she saw that Jenny had caught her, her face turned red with embarrassment. They started talking. Jenny thought she was finally being accepted, but then another neighbor appeared, and the moment was broken.
Well, I'll have to do me wash again now.
Jenny held back tears, and quietly walked away. That evening, the nurses were having a party. When the phone suddenly rang, Jenny was going into labor. She begged the nurse to come quickly.
I'm on my own. Help me. Please. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we're closed.
Her contractions were getting stronger and closer together. She could barely move, only able to walk slowly with the help of the young girl. The neighbor saw this, and ordered her daughter to come back.
Mister, please.
What a bloody midwife.
They don't answer.
They have to. It's their job.
But when she saw that Jenny's water had broken, something changed inside her. As a mother herself, she finally let go of her prejudice. She took Jenny's arm and helped her walk toward the hospital. But halfway there, Jenny cried out. She was about to give birth.
The man picked up a wife off the street and treated her like a servant for 30 years. Whenever he was unhappy, he would insult and beat her. The man had severe diabetes, yet he insisted on eating sugar cakes every day. The nurse advised Jenny to replace them with cereal instead, or his condition would worsen. But Jenny didn't dare defy her husband. Finally, under the nurse's strong urging, Jenny changed the menu, only to be met with her husband's verbal abuse. Luckily, the nurse stepped in and stopped him. Jenny quietly gathered the food from the floor, feeling wronged, and the nurse could barely stand watching it any longer.
You shouldn't have to put up with this.
Jenny seemed to have long given up resisting. Even being insulted and beaten was still better than wandering the streets. After all, both meant selling her dignity, but at least this way she didn't go hungry. One day, Jenny's son showed up with his fiancée. The moment she walked in, the young woman looked disgusted. She said she had booked a hotel room and didn't want to stay in this shabby tavern. The man was about to leave with her, but the nurse stopped them. She told them Jenny would be right back. Just then, Jenny suddenly appeared. Seeing her son for the first time in years, she rushed forward and hugged him excitedly. The whole family sat down to talk, and that was when Jenny learned her son was getting married. The young woman complained the place was too run down and said they would hold the wedding in the United States. Her son agreed, making it clear she had no intention of inviting the groom's parents. When Jenny still wanted to say something, the future daughter-in-law found an excuse to leave. Before she left, Jenny handed her a package. Inside was a belly band her husband had worn as a child. The young woman's face instantly twisted with disgust. While the man and his mother were saying goodbye, she tossed the belly band onto a chair.
The pregnant woman lived with her husband and his brothers, and every day they ate curry or food with their hands. Her mother hated that she had married an Indian man, so she cut off all contact with Jenny. One day, Jenny came to the hospital for a prenatal checkup, and ran into her mother, who was also pregnant. Jenny greeted her warmly, but her mother completely ignored her. After the checkup, the nurse found that Jenny had high blood pressure, and told her to go home and rest, advising her not to get upset about her mother anymore. Later, an older midwife went to check on Jenny's mother, and discovered her blood pressure was also high. The mother kept complaining that Jenny was unfilial, saying there were so many good men to choose from, but she chose a poor Indian man instead.
She's living over there in that pigsty, with goodness knows how many strange men.
The midwife could tell that the mother still loved Jenny, so she gently persuaded her to visit her daughter. When the mother arrived at Jenny's home, she was shocked by the harsh living conditions. Jenny's husband worked in a factory every day, but his wages weren't even enough to buy food. When the midwife asked for a cup of tea,
No, thank you. Don't want to catch anything.
the mother told Jenny to come home and rest, but Jenny said she wouldn't go anywhere without her husband, which made her mother storm out angrily.
I'll wipe my feet on the way out.
One day, the mother's water suddenly broke, and she was rushed to the hospital. At the same time, Jenny's blood pressure spiked, and the nurses insisted she stay for observation. They ended up sharing the same hospital room. Knowing Jenny loved pepper, her mother secretly switched their meals to give her more flavor. That night, her mother turned off the lights to sleep, but Jenny turned them back on. Suddenly, Jenny complained of a headache, and the doctor diagnosed her with preeclampsia. Her husband rushed to the hospital as soon as he heard. Her mother waited anxiously outside the operating room. Inside, under anesthesia, Jenny slowly drifted off to sleep. The doctors worked to deliver her baby safely, and in that moment, her mother finally realized just how much her daughter meant to her. The midwife was about to give birth herself, but she tightly wrapped her belly with a corset, just so no one would notice. She needed this job to earn money. Jenny was an experienced midwife, but as her own delivery approached, she was still incredibly nervous. Her belly had grown so large that she could no longer fit into the corset. Left with no choice, Jenny finally told her co-workers the truth. Fortunately, she was allowed to keep working. Her co-workers looked out for her, and even when Jenny lost her temper, they understood it was the pregnancy hormones, and never got upset with her. During deliveries, Jenny was only allowed to assist from the sidelines. While hearing a baby cry, a sudden sharp pain hit Jenny's belly. It felt like her baby was eager to come out. Minutes later, the contractions grew stronger and more intense.
Something tells me your working day's over.
Something tells me yours isn't.
Everyone sprang into action. Surrounded by her sisters, Jenny received top-level VIP care. Her husband waited anxiously outside the room. Every passing second felt like torture. Jenny was in so much pain, she wished she could just die. Suddenly, she felt something burst inside. The midwife lifted the sheet, and saw that Jenny's pants were soaked in blood. An assistant rushed to call an ambulance.
It's a suspected placental abruption. The mother is hemorrhaged.
Jenny's condition was extremely dangerous. The midwife helped her lie on her side to improve blood flow to the baby. Thankfully, the anesthesia started working, and Jenny slowly calmed down. Before slipping into unconsciousness, she whispered to the midwife, "Please, save the baby." Half an hour later, Jenny was carried into the ambulance. Her husband watched as she was taken into the emergency room, unable to do anything but wait in the hallway. Her co-workers were worried sick. They couldn't sleep at all that night. The atmosphere was so heavy, it was hard to even breathe. They had seen many families wait in despair before, but only now did they truly understand that pain. The bad news came quickly. Jenny had another massive hemorrhage. She could be in real danger at any moment. Everyone was suddenly gripped by fear. Her husband completely broke down. The midwives decided to make Jenny a prayer quilt, every stitch filled with love and hope, praying for a safe delivery and protection from harm.